not going to be there, I think, at the end of this one.
No, absolutely not. Let's have a further look.
Should be a notch above these guys.
But you never know with Rookies Cup, do you?
You don't. 2-3.
And if you've got David Gonzalez, who really lost out with that big mistake, look down the field, then we got the likes of Morelli, who is absolutely at the back, is now picking up a point. You're going up, and someone else has taken a big old step. And well, we're looking at two of them as well. In towards 2A, he has now been pushed back to 8th position. So it's actually 1, 2, 3. The Frenchies, Plonk and Da Costa there, 13th and 14th. Singapore is down. Indonesia and Veda Pratama going with Uriarte at the moment. This is really impressive. In the championship, and the 5th rider of the championship, Beñat Fernandez, into 4th place in the race, just behind him, just ahead of them, sorry, in 12th position. I was just thinking where and the gap to 4th place is increasing, Peter.
And there goes Veda up the end.
All the way from near enough the back row of the grid. What a ride this is from Beñat. Qualified, it was fairly far down. But
so he did it at the same place, and he looks over it. Brian looks over his shoulder.
How dare you!
Absolutely superb, and a great run from Hakim Danish as well. You know, Hakim.
Can't find him on the grid. Oh yes, 23rd. There we go, all the way down. So that's a very decent ride so far. How dare you do that to me?
Yeah, that's right. Well, he obviously
look at him back it in.
You know, he started the year with 5 second places and then a win. He can do it.
From him, as well as Mitani in 8th as well. Agostinelli, the Vietnamese rider there as well.
He's obviously happy in that corner, isn't he? Because he's done make the move through those. Just a mental thing that has messed up the recent races for the Malaysian. He's obviously
up into 9th place, as well as the number 9.
Down the corkscrew again. Fast right-handers. He's done it twice now.
There'll be plenty of people watching back.
Expunge that from his brain now, and he is battling for the lead.
It's such a different dynamic, Peter.
Looking back at what a great picture that is. Looking back at Hakim Danish, and now
seeing what he was doing through there, how he's turning in, how he's using the throttle, if he's using the back brake, or being the predator and the prey. You know, they were chasing him all the time throughout the
forward. Brian Uriarte and the leader Veda Pratama on the 54.
Something like that to get it turned so much tighter than everybody else, just send it up the inside season. But now he's on the back foot again. Uriarte's the one with more things to lose per se.
And 8 laps to go. You know, we're not halfway through. Yeah, and that's a 5th gear corner if you're going really quick, which he clearly is.
With a 4 points gap out the lead, and it's amazing how that could just change a rider's mentality.
Through this, yeah. There's still plenty of action remaining.
They're being very sensible, Peter. It's like a very...
You know, often guys who will go through there in 4th, you've got to know exactly what you're doing in 5th. And for him yeah, absolutely. You know, Uriarte is very strong mentally, and he...
Very high-speed game of chess. They're in it for the long run now. This is your group. Doesn't look like any of them are going to really...
To do that, assumingly he did do it in 5th, and not be worried that he's going to get himself offline or anything like that. You see, he actually had the better line than Veda through there. He got the drive out of it. Veda caught him going into...
Drop-off. Pugliese made that step up to be a consistent podium contender. Gonzalez...
Absolutely superb. I know it'd be interesting to see now whether Brian follows him and the corner, but Brian Uriarte flicked it right and then left. Better.
Clearly knows his place very well. I'm going to have a look at what he was up to last weekend.
He tries to pick up just exactly what he was doing and Hakim Dan to get the drive out.
On that penalty as well for Mon and Yane due to exceeding track limit.
And the point is, I think all 5 of them know that you need the slip snitch. They're getting a really good drive down the back straight and threaten to take 2nd place away from Brian Uriarte.
He's down in 20th at the moment, fighting with Plonk, who also had a long lap penalty. Agostinelli is just...
Dream here. Veda's tried to run away with it and couldn't, and they know that you need the slipstream. Party on the 51.
This lot are absolutely drilling it. It's nearly 3 seconds now, though. Thompson's ahead of them. He's done his long lap penalty as well.
Oh, and Brian getting it a bit side. So there really is no point in doing anything silly at this point in the race. Just hang in there. You've got...
did bring him in a little bit by a few hundredths of a second in the last sector or so. But if you look at the lap...
Sideways on the brakes going in there, but he managed to hang on to it.
Who's that? That's Agostinelli, just gone down, having
7 laps to go and a couple of corners, and then sorted out over the last couple of laps.
Times last time around. The leading trio all near enough for 148. Well, nobody else is in the 140. Just completed his long lap penalty. That's a big shame for the Vietnamese rider.
Yeah, and there is the group behind it. It's another slipstreaming battle, and of course it's the 85 of
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Pratama, though, started, of course, 15th on the grid, up 14 places now.
Presumably ruined his concentration having to do the long lap penalty. Singapore there. Mike Yu is his commonly used name.
I mean, that is a heck of a start. This lad is so talented, isn't he?
Yeah, and caught himself out. Anyway, back with the leaders then. Brian Uriarte still with the advantage over Pratama. It's a lot easier than saying Katsiak Singapore. Mike Yu, his mates call him. And Hakim Danish goes up the inside of Brian Uriarte to take 2nd place. So Hakim now is... And Hakim Danish, they got a very, very slight advantage over the 17 of Yemen.
Look then, David Gonzalez in the Moto3 Junior World Championship last time out in...
And a chase Veda, and it's these right-handers where Veda did the overtaking on the Perashlav Kapushin.
Kurdistani rider, just what a tick up in Jerez just last weekend, came away with 9 points, 7th place finish in
previous laps, and they're now taking a riding lesson from the man in front.
Yeah, form he's had since that pole in that front row start and podium back in these 2 for him. So certainly taking that confidence from there through to here, as we see his Veda Pratama track day tuition with his first score back in Germany. Really impressive. One of the youngest riders, Singapore, up there ahead of Marco Morelli then. So this is students, Hakim Danish and Brian Uriarte, apparently.
Yeah, but of course, you know, they're following
on the Rookies Cup grid, isn't he? As Hakim Danish went very wide there. That could have been the battles for 12th and 13th. So Morelli's found his feet a little bit, hasn't he? What was
him through there, and that's fair enough, but they don't really get to see what the 16-year-old Indonesian did to...
Long lap penalty for Danish. He was certainly right on the edge of the white. Did he actually go on to he doing last time out? Last lap around a 2:03.
But it's ridiculous. You know, Marco passed them.
No.
You know, that was the trick bit, not going through there in 5th, you know, virtually flat out, but actually...
The green, that is the question.
And he's still there in 3rd place. And Christian Morelli, you remember, go back to Assen last year, can win a race like he's on a different planet.
Yes.
And then how is